hope I can continue with that. So I will present you some new features which were developed this year by the Bluespice developer team. And I want to highlight them because they are Bluespice independent, so you don't need Bluespice to use them. And they address some core MediaWiki functionalities, so like redesign, some special pages, or also enhancing some functionalities. So the agenda is I will quickly introduce what is Bluespice. So I will talk about 4 main use cases, which we try to cover with Bluespice, and then I will talk about the features. So that's the extension Notify Me, then enhanced standard UIs, AI editing assistant, and at last, number headings. So Bluespice is a open source enterprise wiki software that was designed for professional use within organizations. So it has a wide range of extensions which give the user a wide range how to manage and organize the content. And with those extensions, we can cover those 4 main use cases. So Bluespice is an integrated management system, as a documentation system, as an organizational menu, and as a knowledge base. So with the integrated management system, this brings together all important rules to help a company stay organized and up to date. And Bluespice offers some various tools how you can do that. So there are, for example, templates, which can be added to Bluespice, and they are designed for integrated management system. And also with that, you're able to be ISO compliant. So to get I lost my point. To get, no. Sorry. So yeah, you have the templates, and then you can get ISO compliant. So also, there are several extensions where you can ensure that documents go through the right review and approval process. So we have draft and approved versions, and the workflow from getting from a draft to approved version can be customized to fit each customer's needs. So if someone wants to have 3 people watching over a draft version and then it should be approved, then you can do that, or if you only want to have 1 person, so we can customize that with extensions. Also, you can do BPMN diagrams, or using Bluespice for the risk management and also keeping records of incidents and risks and reports. So then as a documentation system, so you store every important data about agreements, decisions which were made. So for example, you can also document your customers, or you can use Bluespice for IT documentation. And for example here, you can use that for a customer documentation, so everyone in the company knows where to look and get the relevant information about. So if I have to work with a customer, I can read there who I have to contact for, who's the responsible project manager, which version are they using, so I get a feeling for, or I know what to do and who I have to contact for that. And also then you can edit that and keep that up to date, so everyone who has to work with the customer after me knows the latest updates. Then we have Bluespice as an organization manual. So that would be a structured guide, for example, to keep all relevant information about the company in one place. So for example, you know where to look. So we had currently before in the talk, if the responsible person is not there, who can I ask instead of that? So this would be information we can store there. Also policies or information for the daily tasks of employees can be stored there. So everything about the organization itself in a structured way. And yeah, knowledge base is probably the most known use case. So get every knowledge of a company, of department or a team together in one place so they can learn from each other, and nobody has to relearn everything on their own because you can share that and should use that as well. So those 4 main use cases should be usable in one system, so that makes it hard, or Bluespice has to be very flexible in its use and also with making it possible to navigate through those different use cases. So we have not only the MediaWiki sidebar to build a navigation, we also have, for example, a custom menu which can be set up, or also users can set up their own navigation in the personal menu. And we have also the option to make books, so you can bring together different pages in one book, and then you have a structured navigation from chapter to each chapter. And I also, because I'm working on the front end, want to highlight our skin, because we have our own skin, which also can be adapted to the corporate design of customers. So there is a dedicated page in the wiki where you can get there and upload your logo and adapt the colors with color pickers, so to increase also the user experience. No, I don't want to thank you right now, because now I'll switch to the extensions. And the first one is extension Notify Me. And that is a replacement for us for the Echo extension due to some options and features we want to introduce. So I'll share now the notification center. That's pretty similar like the existing one, but we, for example, did some changes to the grouping of messages. So if you got a notification that someone has edited the page use cases, then I'll see here, oh, there are 2 more edits. So in the previous one, you get 3 notifications with the same size, and now they are grouped together to see more of the real important things. So I see the page use cases was edited, also the page manual customizing, and I can see that there was more, but that is not needed. So the readability of the real important things is increased with that. And also we changed the filtering, but I will show you how, because that's relevant, how you can set up the preference. And that's, so we still have the notifications tab in the user preferences, and then you can set up your configuration for notifications. And that's totally different than it is in the MediaWiki core itself. So we have, in the old system, you have radio buttons and select if it's a web notification or a namespace or an email. And we changed that into another approach. So you can set up notifications for a dedicated book, for a namespace, a category, your watch list, or your assigned pages. So example, if you want to have a notification for a namespace, then you can select that. You also see it filtered for content namespaces and system namespaces. And I could choose here use cases, and then I have to set the type of the notification. So we have the content low frequency, that are actions which doesn't have happen that often. So for example, page creation or deletion. So if you only want to get notified with that, then you can choose that one. We have also the content high frequency, so that's every page edit, then you will get notified about that. And we also have the quality monitoring. That's, for example, if a page is expired or everything regarding approval, then you will get notified about that. And each notification will be sent out in the web interface, so that is not an option anymore, but you can choose if you want to have that as an email or not. What's not visible to the user is notifications regarding the user. So if permissions are changed or a user is mentioned on a page, the notification will be sent via web and email, so that is not a customizable option here, because regarding the user, he has to know that something has happened and he should get informed about that. But the main part of Notify Me is that you can customize the email templates which are sent out. So we have 3 pages now in the MediaWiki namespace. That's the wrapper.mail, the digest notification.mail, and the single notification.mail. So we keep the summary or also the single notification, and the wrapper.mail is everything about the styling and it wraps the content into the mail, and you also can see a preview then. And this can be customized via HTML. So if we go into the edit mode, then we have the code editor with preloaded. And then, for example, we have here this help with mail content. And this shows you what you can change. So for example, how you could add the logo, which is uploaded to the wiki. So this will automatically be the logo here. Then you also can see which are the content variables. So this is what's the message, which user indicated the notification, who is the target user, and then you can build your content of the email yourself. Also, we have some coloring. This integrates again with our skin, but since we're using here plain HTML, you can also add the value of the color itself directly here in the template. And it also supports message keys. They can be added here as well. So you can customize if you want to have a different message, you can add that here as well. And then, for example, if we have some here, for example, there's a page edit, this will look like this. So we have a single notification about something, or if we have the digest, then you get a list of that, and you also can customize that, how you want to have that visible. So I'll show you quickly also the single notification, because you have to keep in the wrapper.mail this content part, otherwise the content will not get passed into that one. And then you have here all your HTML, and you can also link, for example, to the user page if that's necessary for you or not, but that's also here again available with the help what you can do. Then I will continue with the enhanced standard UIs. That's, for example, about the all pages. We did a redesign of that special page. So currently that's a plain list listing all pages. Even if they're sub-pages, they also have the complete title inside of that. And we decided to make that more readable and to reduce the load of links you have to read at the first part. So sub-pages are hidden now in trees, for example. So if I expand how to, I can see there is one sub-page in how to with the name review, to make that a little bit easier to read. But if you're searching for something, then every path will be expanded automatically. So if you're searching for contacts, it will automatically find subpages and expand then the paths, because otherwise subpages will be hidden at first. But if you're searching for something, then that's also expanded to see them. We also did some changes here with the namespaces. So in the old one, you have a drop-down listing all namespaces which are available, but most of the users won't use system namespaces. They want to have the content namespaces, and that's why we did a pre-filtering for that. But also, if it's required, you can show non-content namespaces, then you will get the complete list. And this is also stored in the user setting. So if you want to have the template namespace all the time visible, then you can set that up for your user, and that's it. And also talk namespaces, if you want to see them, then you get the real long list of all namespaces. Yes, that's about the all pages. We also did a redesign of the file list.
Really quick.
Yes?
On the links for a page, there was a pop-up that showed briefly when you hovered over.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. That's a good hint. We have here also a page info dialog integrated. So if you click on that, you will get real quick the information about but that's an integration from another extension called Sender Dialogues. So this will, if you have that one, you'll get. Otherwise, you will be linked to the action info. Yeah, and also if the pages on your watch list is here highlighted as well, that's the little star icon. Yes. So then the files list. That's also a table right now, but we did a little redesign on that to make that easier to read, and also here to have the option to see only the relevant information for you, so you can also add different colors like size or categories. And that's also a user setting, so you can see only the file name if you don't want to know which user uploaded the file, but it's also still available. And yeah, you can search for it. We also have here some icons, so if you click on info, for example, you get also an info dialog with metadata, but that's not available for this file. You will get also a preview again, and you can see directly the version history. And it will list how many versions had the file, and you can also get then to the previous file. And you have a link to the file page. You can also directly re-upload a new version of the file and delete that. So we also added this tiles view. So that's bigger images to see which is what the image does contain. And we have here a different icon. So if you click on that, the file link is copied to the clipboard. So if you're editing a page and you want to insert a file and could have a look here, which image I want to use, and then copy the file link and insert that on the page directly, for example. Then I'll have another one. Those are all in the extension enhanced standard UIs, but if you want, for example, only the all pages, but not the file list, that's configurable. So you can select, I only want to use the file list, but not, or I only want to use the all pages and not the file list. You can use that however you want. And also what's inside of this extension is the history, what we have seen on Robert's talk yesterday. So we also thought the version history is, there are long lines and it's hard to read and get the relevant information, what is really necessary. So we decided we will make a grid as well here to have the revision, who changed that, and also which is the difference, summary, and again, there are more things to change, or columns to add. And also if, for example, we have the approved, we are in a namespace with approval, then this information will be also visible here and gets a column. Is this a draft version? Is this a approved version? And who approved that? So this information will all go together in here as well. And what's also something I want to mention is the selection of how you can compare the versions. So if you select, I want to compare this one, I can only select one anymore, and then I cannot click. I have to unselect something to change that, so that you really know what you're comparing, because otherwise the selection will change every time, and I guess that's very confusing for the user. And then if you click on compare versions, you will get to the normal diff view. So that's not part of that one, but here the comparison. Yes, then I'll have the AI editing assistant. That's will support a user if he's writing content and if he wants to improve or needs help with writing the content. Then we have an integration into this little pop-up with the little robot icon, and if I click on that, I can make a selection of a command. So if, for example, I want to make that longer, Then, so for setting up this extension, you need a provider. Currently, it's connected with ChatGPT, and I added a key so that that it's possible to use the ChatGPT API. And if I click Make Longer, the text which is written will be sent to ChatGPT, and then I will get the replacement for that. So I could also improve that again, or say, okay, that's fine, I want to replace that, and then it's replaced. Yes. And the last, yes, can I do it? To make it longer and longer, yes. And then we do the summarize. To make it short again. Yes. Yeah, it will take some time. Yeah. So you can do that. It's questionable if that's really helpful then, but okay. The last thing is something which was a core feature in MediaWiki and got removed with Rel 135, and we had a lot of requests if we could reintroduce that feature, and that was the user setting with numbering the headings. And that's why we added the global config now in the extension number headings. So if you enable that, that's and we reload the page, then you're getting the numbers back. So if anyone needs this feature, number headings is the way to go with a global setting now instead of a user preference. But that's reintroducing functionality which got removed. Yes, so I'm at the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Yes, yeah, amazing stuff. So you also introduced this real-time collaboration tool. A question, could the AI agent also be a collaborator in the real-time editing tool?
Yeah, one user could use that.
Yeah, I mean, you write something, and I mean, like you type something, and then he tries to, as you in Copilot, he tries to complete your sentence or make.
No, that's not. So you have to send the complete text to ChatGPT. It's not directly, automatically filling something. No, that's not possible.
Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
You showed the version history in
Yes.
a table form, which I initiated a pull request, a feature request for this because this strange things. Can you export it also? That would be great.
You cannot export this one, but that would be possible to do. Yes.
Okay, go on.
So the AI editing assistant
Yes.
looks really interesting. I want to go try it out, but the code seems to be missing from the Garrett repo. I was wondering if it is going to be made available.
Yes, of course. So maybe it didn't made it in time to get published to the day, so it will be published. Yes.
It is already in code review.
Ah, yeah.
It will be published soon.
Ah, okay, it just hasn't merged. I will go look at the pending patches. Thank you.
Could you go back to the all pages display?
Yes.
I'm just taking a picture and
Yes. I'll make the namespaces shorter.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing all of this. I'm very interested in the numbered headings. And interestingly, in our world, the first chapter is seldom chapter 1. And we often begin documents with prefaces and things like that that need to be edited. So I can't make them not headings. But I would love to be able to restart the numbering arbitrarily and have the table of contents, the automatic table of contents match. Is that a feature? And if it's not, would that be hard?
I'm not sure if I got the point right. So it will sync the numbers of the automatic table of contents with the headings. So if you're doing that on your own without being in the table of contents, how should it?
It's a bizarre need. Yeah. Okay. So the first editable section heading is often not listed as chapter 1.
Ah, okay.
And it's often not in
And it's
No, that's currently not possible to make that a different number.
Okay, so thank you very much, Miriam. It was very interesting
Thanks.
again.